안녕하세요, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Bestie, and today we're talking about something super exciting, traveling to Korea. Whether you're dreaming of delicious food, beautiful cities, or vibrant culture, Korea has so much to offer. And don't worry if your English is just starting out, this podcast is for you. We're going to keep things simple and focus on words and phrases that will help you when you're there. First things first, before you even leave home, there are a few important things to think about. Imagine you're at home, looking at a map of Korea. One word you'll hear often is passport. Your passport is a small book with your photo and information. You need your passport to travel from your country to Korea. So before you buy your ticket, check your passport. Does it have enough time before it expires? Is it still valid for your trip? Next, let's talk about visa. Some people need a visa to enter Korea and some people don't. A visa is like a special permission from the Korean government to visit. You might need to apply for a visa before you go. You can check the Korean embassy website in your country to see if you need one. So you might say, I need a visa for Korea, or I don't need a visa. Then there's your ticket. This is for your flight. You buy a ticket for the airplane. For example, I bought a ticket to Seoul, or my ticket is for next month. And of course, money. Korea uses a currency called the Korean won. You'll need money for food, shopping, and transportation. You can say, I need to exchange money when you want to change your country's money to Korean won. Or, how much money do I need? Okay, so you got your passport, maybe your visa, and your ticket. Now you're at the airport. This can be a busy place, but let's look at some words that will help. When you arrive at the airport, you'll see signs for check-in. This is where you show your ticket and passport, and they give you your boarding pass. Your boarding pass has your seat number and the gate number. You might say, I need to check in for my flight. After check-in, you go through security. Here you put your bags through a machine and walk through a metal detector. This is for safety. So you might hear, please put your bag on the conveyor belt for security. Then you go to your gate. This is the place where you wait for your airplane. On your boarding pass, it says gate B10, for example. You go to gate B10 and wait. When it's time to get on the plane, it's called boarding. You show your boarding pass and walk onto the airplane. You might hear, now boarding flight to Seoul. On the plane, you'll find your seat. Your seat number is on your boarding pass, like seat 12A. And when the plane takes off, it's called departure. When the plane lands in Korea, it's called arrival. So, my departure is at 3 p.m. or my arrival is in Seoul. Congratulations, you've arrived in Korea. Now you're at Incheon International Airport, which is a very big and modern airport. The first place you go is immigration. At immigration, an officer will check your passport and visa. They might ask you, what is the purpose of your visit? You can say tourism or travel. They might also ask, how long will you stay? You can say 1 week or 10 days, for example. After immigration, you go to baggage claim. This is where you pick up your luggage, your bags. You'll see a large screen showing flight numbers and the carousel number. Your bags will come out on a conveyor belt. So you might say, where is baggage claim? Or, my bag is on carousel number 5. The last step at the airport is customs. This is where you declare if you have anything special to bring into Korea. Most tourists just walk through the nothing to declare line. So you might hear, please proceed to customs.
You've made it out of the airport. Now, how do you get to your hotel? Korea has excellent public transportation. The subway is a very popular way to travel in big cities like Seoul. It's fast and easy. You buy a subway ticket or use a T-Money card, which is a special card you can put money on. You might ask, where is the subway station? Or how do I get to the subway? There are also buses. Buses go many places, even to smaller towns. You can use your T-Money card on the bus too. You might ask, does this bus go to Seoul Tower? And of course, there are taxis. If you have a lot of luggage or want to go directly to your destination, a taxi is a good choice. You can say, please take me to this address, while showing the address to the driver. You might also ask, how much is it? Or, can I pay by card? When you're walking around, you'll see many signs. Many signs in Korea also have English, which is very helpful. Look for signs for exit, entrance, and restroom. One of the best parts about traveling to Korea is the food. Korean food is delicious and famous around the world. When you go to a restaurant, you'll see a menu. The menu shows the food and the prices. You can point to what you want or try to say the name. You might ask, can I see the menu, please? Some common words you'll hear are kimchi, which is a spicy fermented cabbage. It's a very famous Korean side dish. You'll also hear bulgogi, which is marinated grilled beef, and bibimbap, which is mixed rice with vegetables and meat. When you finish eating, you'll ask for the bill or the check. You might say, can I have the bill, please? Or, check, please. And when you want a drink, you can ask for water. You might say, water, please. Or maybe you want a coffee or tea. Korea is a fantastic place for shopping. You can find everything from fashion to electronics, and of course, great souvenirs. When you go to a shop or a store, you might want to buy something. You can ask, how much is this, to know the price. If you want to try something on, like clothes, you can ask, can I try this on? You might look for a fitting room or a changing room. When you buy something, you will pay. You can pay with cash or with a credit card. You might hear cash or card. And don't forget to buy some souvenirs to remember your trip. Souvenirs are things you buy to bring home, like small gifts for friends and family. You might say, I want to buy some souvenirs. Now, let's think about some common situations you might find yourself in and some simple questions you can use. If you need help, you can say, excuse me. For example, excuse me, where is the restroom? If you don't understand something, you can say, I don't understand, or can you repeat that, please? If you are looking for something, you can ask, where is, for example, where is the subway station, or where is the hotel? If you get lost, you might need directions. Someone might tell you to go straight, turn left, or turn right. If you need to use the restroom or toilet, you can ask, where is the restroom? And remember the very important greeting, 안녕하세요. It means hello. When you leave, you can say 감사합니다, which means thank you. Finally, let's talk about some important places you might want to visit or need to know about. Your hotel is where you will sleep. You'll say, I have a reservation at this hotel. A bank is where you can exchange money or find an ATM, an automatic teller machine, to get cash. A hospital is where you go if you are sick or have an emergency. You hope you don't need to go to the hospital, but it's good to know the word. A pharmacy is a place where you can buy medicine. You might say, I need medicine for a headache. And of course, there are many famous tourist attractions in Korea. These are places that many visitors like to see, like palaces, temples, and famous markets. You might hear,
Let's visit Gyeongbokgung Palace. Or, do you want to go to a traditional market? Wow, we've covered so much ground today. Remember, learning a new language takes time and practice. Don't be afraid to try using these words when you're in Korea. Even a few words can make a big difference and help you connect with people. The most important thing is to be polite and try your best. Koreans are generally very friendly and helpful to tourists. So, just to recap some of the key words we talked about: passport, visa, ticket, money, check-in, boarding pass, gate, subway, bus, taxi, restaurant, menu, bill, shop, price, cash, credit card, excuse me, I don't understand, where is, 안녕하세요, 감사합니다. Try to practice these words in your head or say them out loud. Imagine yourself using them in Korea. That's all for today's podcast. I hope this helps you feel a little more confident about your future trip to Korea. Thank you for listening, and I'll be back soon with more tips and adventures. 안녕!